Welcome to A Great Day with Hunter Mizar. His special guest today is Rick Estes. Now here's Hunter.
Hello, welcome to A Great Day with Hunter Mizar, highlighting good people in the community doing great things. And we have a special treat for you today. I'm sitting down with Rick Estes. Rick, there's all sorts of things that you do for the community, but I guess what I'm curious about to start with is, are you a Weiserite, or did you grow up somewhere else? I mean, tell me the background of your relationship with Weiser.
So my relationship with Weiser started when I met my wife in college. She, Michelle Beauvais, she actually was born and raised here.
Okay.
So we got married, and then we moved back about 30 some years ago.
Okay.
So we've been here about 30. So I'm not original native blood, but it's been quite a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so tell us your background. I mean, construction's kind of your forte. How did you get into something like that?
Yeah. I started construction in high school over in the Portland area.
Yeah.
And it just kind of carried over.
Wow.
Over to here. So.
Yeah. And you're kind of all over the valley, right?
I am. Yeah. We work down in the Boise Valley and then around town here a lot. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing that you're involved in that I'm interested in is you're part of the economic growth strategic plan. I mean, tell me a little bit more. I'm not even saying it right, but tell me about this planning committee that you're on.
It's an economic development task force.
Okay.
It was started by Mayor Thomas
years
ago, and it's appointed by the mayor.
Yeah.
Mayor Hibbert actually asked me to serve on it, and just kind of it's a group that helps to kind of help growth. excuse me. In the development in the area here, one of the things
specific to Weiser, right?
Specific
Not just
to Weiser,
the county,
correct?
but to
Yeah,
Weiser,
just specifically to Weiser. There's just lots of different people involved. There's a hospital board, there's a school district, there's business owners, and they put together a task force. Is why it's called a task force, just to kind of help keep the businesses growing. Something that we were able to do was. We put the signs. We were able to organize the signs,
and they're
signs.
Great.
The west
really
and the north side, and we have a plan for the third one as well, coming in from the south. It's going to be tied in with Maverick.
Okay.
So we'll get each entrance here shortly.
So it's not necessarily to bring new businesses in,
but
almost to network and to strengthen businesses.
Absolutely, it's networking. Huge networking. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and there's kind of a new thing that you're starting that I'm intrigued by. This whole idea of 100 people who care. It's kind of in its beginning stages, but you've launched. Tell us about this kind of new endeavor you got going.
So it's certainly not my brainchild. It was created originally by Herb and Kelly Hahn.
Okay.
And we kind of tagged along with them, and 100 people who care, or 100 friends who care. Weiser is what we've kind of named it. It's a nationwide thing, but we're just going to keep things local.
Okay.
So what the whole idea is to get 100 either individuals or couples, 100 different individuals. They're going to meet quarterly.
Okay.
And everybody's committed to a $100 check quarterly, $400 total for the year.
Yeah.
Each meeting we're going to have 3 different 501(c)(3)s, tax deductible.
So what does that mean, 501(c)(3)?
So it's a tax deductible organization.
Okay.
We have lots of them around here, and we're going to keep it just here in Washington County, preferably in Weiser.
Yeah.
So whether it be Love Inc. or Angel Wings, those are all tax deductible. There's just lots and lots of individual organizations that are around. We'll invite 3 of those to come in. They will make a presentation of those 3 in front of the 100 different entities.
Yeah.
And then right then people will vote. They'll each they get a proxy to vote. They'll write down who they choose, and it's just a simple majority. Whoever wins, everybody of that 100 people write down that $100 check to that individual company, and that company walks away with $10,000.
Wow.
So that's huge kick in the pants for the each individual organization.
Yeah. Now you were out at Sunnyside, right? For kind of like the initial kickoff, and there was like a dance and everything. Yeah. I mean, is that kind of the meetings, or this is more like an actual business meeting when these people come together?
It's just a little bit of an organization thing to get started and kicked off. But, Troy and Randy Davies have Sunnyside Farms out there, and they blessed us with giving us the opportunity. We're going to actually, our first meeting.
And what a cool venue!
It certainly is, isn't it? Yeah, they've done a great job. But so they've allowed us to be able to come out in May as well. We'll see
Okay.
where we're going to meet after.
Yeah.
Kind of to be determined, but
So do you have it all filled, the slots?
we're getting
You already have
close.
100 people? Okay.
We're getting really close.
Okay.
We are looking for some other people to kind of kick in, but yeah, it's filling up fast, which is exciting.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's room if people are interested. I mean, if someone's watching and they go, well, I kind of like this idea, how would they get involved in it?
So they can contact myself
Okay.
or my wife Michelle
Yeah.
or Herbert Kelly Kahn.
Okay.
And Lena Hafer is actually helping as well.
Okay, cool.
So-
And the next event, though, is when in May?
Next
Do you know?
event it's going to be on May 20th.
Okay.
And we have not actually announced that yet. But
Oh,
so
okay. Breaking news?
Congratulations, breaking news.
All
yeah.
right.
But it will be on May 20th this quarter. So
Cool. I love it.
yeah.
So one thing I've always been intrigued by you about is your just love for youth. I know you've been a strong volunteer for your church, and you've always kind of been a coach and helping out with kids. I mean, where does that come from? This desire to help youth. And I know for a while you and Michelle were doing like a parenting class to help parents as they were raising young kids. I mean, where does something like that come from?
Gosh, that's a good question. I don't know. I imagine that's just something that God helped me with that, because that and my wife, she's a big.
I mean, have you
instigator
through your
of that
whole
type of
marriage
thing.
been working with kids like
We
this?
have,
Okay.
yeah. We started with that parenting class, and then we
Uh-huh.
started youth group at the Weiser community
Yeah,
church, and yeah, so it's just kind of been forever.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think about all the kids you've impacted then through the years. I mean, you got to look back and just see just the impact. It's got to be rewarding to think about the kids, and I'm sure there's some disappointments too along the way. But I mean, what a great thing to invest in youth while they're young and still developing. I mean, wow, I love it.
Yeah, it's incredible. They really energize and recharge us
Uh-huh.
as well. So it's just a blessing both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rick, I think one of the things that's so impressive about you is the way that you've taken on some massive marathons and these ultra marathons. I mean, tell us a little bit about your experience in the athletic world for yourself.
So
I know it's hard to talk about yourself. Don't be humble. Come on.
So my wife and I and our kids we just have always enjoyed hiking to high mountain lakes.
Okay.
So we've done that for years, especially up in the Sawtooth Mountains and that kind of stuff. And, about 8 years ago, I started with a Spartan race with my
Okay.
son. Wanted to get my younger son, Justin.
So that's where you're throwing stuff and getting in the mud. I mean, this is more than just a run.
Kind of a pretty long run with the obstacles thrown
Okay.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
So-
many people were in that first one? Do you remember?
in that race?
Competing, yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it's just
They
a
may
sea
have
of
had
crazy
1,000
people, right?
Total
Yeah,
for the
okay.
day, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we started with the Spartan stuff, and
Uh-huh.
we started doing that pretty heavy in our family. Michelle got involved as well, and she started really enjoying it. We traveled quite a bit and did some crazy things. And
Yeah.
yeah, and so then we just started doing some more just trail running.
Okay.
So that's kind of where it started.
So these bigger marathons, I mean, what's the biggest marathon you've run?
Well, I actually just did a 100-mile.
At once?
It was
Not over a couple of weeks, at
No,
once?
It was,
Okay.
yeah, it was all at once. Yeah.
How long did that take?
It was. I had 36 hours to complete it in, and I had about an hour and a half left over, fortunately.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around how does a person train to run for 100 miles? I mean, what does that look like?
So that's an excellent question, because I obviously had never attempted that before, but
Which you shouldn't at home. If you're watching, don't try to
Don't
run
try this
100
at home.
miles. Take a car. That's why we have them.
yeah, we just did a lot of runs up in the hills, and we did different sections of the course through last summer. Every weekend.
So, I mean, are we talking like a year out you were training for this?
Yeah. So Michelle and I ran a short version of that same race.
What do we mean by short?
It was 20 miles.
Okay.
So we did 20. We went started at Jug Handle Mountain, and we ran up over the top of Jug Handle down into Lake Louie, and then back to the start. And that's about 20 miles.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, was there at any point that you're in this 100 miles and you're like, I'm done. Like, this is a bad idea.
Yeah, you know what? There was probably a couple times, yeah. But I had some incredible help. My wife and Justin helped me pace, so they were able to help me through the last parts of the race.
Yeah.
Ran with me.
Yeah.
And then my brother-in-law, Kevin Bouvet,
Okay.
he actually was on the pit crew as well, so he had kept my food coming and
Wow.
met me at different stations and stuff, and
Yeah.
kept me going.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you have goals for the future, or have you kind of reached a point where you say,
Um,
I've achieved
Yeah,
what I
you know
wanted to
what?
achieve?
I mean, that was certainly a bucket list thing
Oh,
that
amazing.
just kind of showed up one day. But
Yeah.
there's other races out there. We just love running in the hills,
Yeah.
getting to places that we've never seen before.
Yeah, amazing. Well, Rick, I think you're one of those guys that every time I'm around you, I go, I just love being around this guy. You're kind-hearted, you care about others, and you're always thinking about the community. And you really have made this a great place to live. And what a privilege to have people like you that live here and help make this place a great community to live in. I think this is one of the great things about Weiser. There's good people here trying to do good things, and that's really, what more could we ask for, right?
So thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. That's nice.
Well, thank you for watching A Great Day with Hunter Mizar. We'll see you real soon.